Good morning, people. Hope everybody is keeping well. Had a great weekend. Yeah, so this morning I was just I was up early. Kids woke me up, so yeah, I was just on my phone going through YouTube, and the feeds were popping up, and some content came out from some rival fans talking about Tottenham Hotspur. You know, Ange should be sacked. Ange has lost the plot. And they were all discussing it, so I had a listen. Went and walked the dog, having a little listen. And look, I can't really argue with them, really. Ange is just not the man for Spurs. They were talking about Spurs, what is their kind of aim goal? You know, what are they working towards? Some said a cup, some kind of said nothing, you know, Spurs never win anything. Spurs, people don't take Spurs seriously. They never have, never will, until we start winning trophies. And they are right, to be honest. Like, we haven't won anything. Yes, we've been in the top four. We played in the Champions League, which is great. But we've never really pushed on, and never back managers. We all know how this goes. We're not allowed to criticise the team, are we? I'll get onto that a bit more later. But guys, it just gave me food for thought. It is a never-ending project at Spurs. It is a bit of an illusion, wasn't it? Isn't it really an illusion that, the club, they want to challenge and win things and get into Europe, and they do spend a lot of money, but they haven't spent it at all well. And it's a scattergun approach, really, isn't it? It makes sense to sign in 2-3 players, top players every window, to improve the side, move on the ones that are not working out for the manager in charge. And just a lot needs to change at this club. The season's almost over now. The league has been terrible. Ange has been found out, and it's really been embarrassed. Ange has embarrassed us, hasn't he, really, where we're sitting in the league, the amount of defeats. A manager who does not change his style of play. Good managers these days, they adjust to certain teams. They adjust when they've got injuries. They're flexible tactically. They change it up to get the best out of the team that they have available. And Ange just doesn't do it. He hasn't done it, and we are where we are due to him and his stubbornness to keep playing the same way. And it's been embarrassing. This season I've barely spoken about other clubs, I have to be honest, because there's literally anything a Spurs supporter can say to them, because we are awful. We are absolutely awful this season, and it's been such a tough watch, and all these defeats, and like YouTube, we come onto YouTube and we talk about it, and we air out what we want to say. We have our little rants. It's been great meeting people on YouTube, different people. It's been great engaging with people in the chat. And, for me, YouTube is a hobby. I love my club. And, and I will criticise them, and that's okay. I love my club, and I just want the best for them, and I want us to win. We can't come on here and say everything's great when it's not, and it hasn't been great for a long time. So naturally, we're going to demand more, and we're going to speak out, and we will not stop speaking out. And this is just what we do. We come on YouTube and we speak our minds, and we let it all out. There's some people you won't agree with. You have a bit of a debate. Different opinions, Ange in, Ange out. People look at it differently. It makes for sometimes some interesting conversations. Sometimes you find it hard to understand people backing Ange for so long, but that's their opinion, and you have to respect it. You don't have to agree with it. You can have a discussion about it, and that's what we do. We do that on YouTube, not just on YouTube, outside of YouTube. People, friends, work colleagues. You talk about your club. You talk about their club. You have little debates and disagreements, and it goes on, and not just on YouTube. And that's just what it is, isn't it? Like, I love my club. I want success. I will keep speaking out until we get that success. Getting behind the protests is so important, because the board are just not serious of winning. They're really not. And You know, they charge a lot of money for people to go and watch. They've got fantastic stadium, fantastic facilities, massive fan base, passionate fan base. You know, we've won cups in the past, and we just want to win things. We just want to challenge, we want to be competitive, and you know, all fans from all clubs, they want the same thing. And if you're not getting that, and if it's been such a long time, there's no surprise that fans are very, very frustrated. And especially this season where we've just not been good at all, barring 4 or 5 matches. Look, we can look forward to the Europa quarter-final, and we will be getting behind our team, supporting them all the way. You know, we want to win that competition. Obviously, there's so many doubts over Ange and his management of the team. The players as well, have they got enough in them to kind of drive through these knockout rounds? You know, there's so many questions about Ange and his tactics, and when there's, you know, a crucial moment in the game or a period where you may need to shut up shop a bit, you might have to go defensive, you might have to sit in there, grind it out just to get through the tie, and we're yet to see that from Ange. And this is the big concern when you get into these crunch games in these knockout rounds. You know, the performances in the Europa League have not been fantastic, have they? They've not been good. The opposition we've played has not been good either. So we've got through due to, you know, the opposition we've played. You know, when we played Galatasaray, we got destroyed, and he set that team up awfully that day. And it's been so many times this season in the Premier League that he set up this team awfully, and we've got so many defeats. And yeah, it's not good enough, and I will say it's not good enough, and that's my opinion. And I'll speak out, and that's what it is. Now there's this guy, it keeps coming up in my feed, Paul the Hotspur hippie. Now this guy, I tuned in, I had a listen, and this guy, he is basically saying that we shouldn't criticize the team, and that means you're not supporting your team, and it's like going against the club if you're not supporting them by criticizing them. That doesn't make sense to me. This is what we do. We talk about our club. I don't understand him at all. And what I've seen and what I've watched from him, some of the stuff he's saying about certain YouTube content creators is disgusting and vile. Like, fair enough not agreeing with people and their opinion, and, you know, giving your own kind of say on, you know, where you think the club's at, what you think of the manager, where you think the club's going, and you want to support him and how you want. But slagging off not just YouTube content creators, but anybody who has anything to say about their club, if any critical thinking, I don't understand it. Like, it is crazy, and the way he goes about it is so hateful. It is disgusting. And the guy, I used to watch the hippie a couple of years ago, and I thought I found his content quite interesting. He had his own style, had his own view on the club. I could see he was quite engaging with people who watched, and he was different. And I used to watch him sometimes, but I don't know what's happened to the guy. Honestly, the hateful behaviour is really, really bad, and he's coming across like a horrible bastard. Now, he's either a horrible bastard or he's suffering with some mental health issues, because you don't conduct yourself on YouTube like that. You know, effing and blinding, using the C word, just anybody in these chats challenging what he's saying, he just tells them to F off, sticks a finger up at them. I've never seen anything like it on YouTube before. And I think, in my observation, is the guy is going through some kind of, he's on the verge of a breakdown. And how long can that hateful behaviour continue? It is disgusting. It really is. And I'm like quite shocked of what I've watched. And I hope he realises at some point that his hateful behaviour is harmful, and that he stops and he realises and he apologises how he speaks about people. Of course, disagree with people, their style of play, or not their style of play, disagree with fans, and if you don't agree with their opinion, fair enough. But to go about it like this, and to speak about fans is awful. It is awful. Like, I've never seen anything like it in my life. I'm sure he will realise at some point that it must be exhausting for him. He's coming across as a very bitter guy, and he's lost sight of football. You know, his channel now is not about football, it's about hate. That's how it's coming across. And Paul, you know, if you watch this video, just get yourself some help and just stop, get back to talking football. Stop, you know, speaking about fans the way you're doing. You're coming across like a horrible bastard. I don't know what you're getting out of it. It's not good, mate, honestly. And yeah, and that is that. But yeah, look, guys, Beyond the Lane is back Tuesday night, 7:30. Obviously, there's been no games, so we're going to have a little bit of to mix it up this week. We're going to have the hot seat. Anybody's welcome to come on. Got some questions about the club. If you're Ange in, Ange out, what your thoughts on the board, Levy. Yeah, so come on, click the link and jump on. Great to talk to you and have some discussion around Spurs. Chelsea game is next week in the week, so no game again this weekend. And we'll see. There was a great game yesterday, weren't there, at the stadium? All the legends playing for Spurs. I saw some of the highlights. Yeah, great, wasn't it? Watching the likes of Berbatov, Keane, Defoe, Teddy Sheringham, Michael Brown, Ledley King, Dawson. Yeah, rolling back the years. And yeah, that game, as many has said, has been more entertaining than the whole Spurs season. It's madness, isn't it? Pirlo with a fantastic free kick as well. And yeah, what a great game to watch if you went to the ground that day. And yeah, fantastic stuff. But anyway, guys, keep speaking out on YouTube. Keep giving your opinions. Do what you want. Don't listen to this Paul guy. You know, I recommend don't watch his videos. They're horrible, they're hateful, and I hope he stops soon, because you know, he's gonna have a breakdown. It looks like it to me. He's coming across like not a well guy. So don't try and ignore him. I know it's hard because he's so abusive, but he will realise at some point that, you know, it's not on how he's carrying on. But anyway, guys, have a good week, enjoy yourselves, whatever you're doing, and I will speak to you all soon. Take care of yourselves, and come on, you Spurs.